Stand up and give my seat.
今つながってるの
I'm in the piano room, but we're going to talk about and more, so don't miss anything. Just try to absorb as much as you can if you want to be a transformed person. I'm joking, but anyway, your next boyfriend, girlfriend, job, next adventure, do you know where it's at? It's between your hands. Basically today, I'm going to talk about various things while playing some music. But I don't know what I'm going to play. I might just play random chords like this and try to find the next chord in order to create something while I tell my story and try to make you cry with these harmonies. But anyway, yes, I recruit students. Thank you for Ling for contacting me, and I actually use it now to reinforce my Korean. It's very well optimized. About the app. There is an app that I do recommend. I have tried maybe 10 apps during the past couple of months, and the app that I'm recommending you is the best that I've tried amongst the 10. So I'm probably going to demonstrate right now.
朝食。私は私の妹と朝食を食べる。朝食、朝食、朝食。昼食。彼は彼の友達と昼食を食べる。朝食。夕飯。私の親と私は夕飯を食べる。卵焼き。私は卵焼きを朝食で食べる。ソーセージ。彼らはソーセージを昼食で食べる。彼らはソース。
Or at the end of the video, and my lessons. Again, I am recruiting between 10 and 15 students because I would like to help those who really, and I do mean really, when I say really, want to learn Japanese. I need commitment. I mean, it's not that I need, it's like, that would be nice if there are, people, individuals committed to learning Japanese, because I have crafted a method that I obviously come up with. A lot of people study the GLPT. And the GLPT or tests like this are really not representative of what Japanese people use on a daily basis here. Is like very, very different. Or it depends on the setting, on the setting. So if you learn Japanese through my method, coaching, however you want to call this, I will teach you exactly what Japanese people use, on the streets. Oof, And number two, sometimes native don't really know how to explain certain concepts. Like me, for example, I'm not sure I would be capable to teach French to Japanese people because I've never tried to deconstruct my language, my native language. However, with Japanese, I had to learn on my own, so I actually deconstruct the language when I was learning it. So that's number two. And number three, it's not gonna be only Japanese lessons. We're gonna talk about various things. When I say various things, like for example, like your projects. Oh my God, I might be. So yeah, I can be also like someone who motivates you. That tea, that lemon tea, actually reminds me something. Like 3.5 years ago, I was a teacher, and I remember I was like when I was leaving work, or actually no, when I was waking up, it was like we were in January. It was super cold. It was dry and cold. And I was going to work in the morning at 8 o'clock. No, at 7 o'clock. I mean, something like that. And after a long commute, not so long, but let's just say 50 minutes to an hour, I had to teach in the outskirts of Tokyo. Not each time, but like a few times when I was getting off the station, I was going to this vending machine, and I was getting this tea. Actually, it was a variant of that tea, but this is like hot lemon tea. And just before going to work at 9, I was sipping some of that, and it was making me feel very very good. Like also on the side, an investor. Check the setup. Hey, what's up? So yeah, drawing's kind of weird. Anyway, it's kind of original for me to record this, but yeah, I just wanted to share, some of my daily routine. So anyway, I'm risking a little bit more than usual here on this trade. But heck, if you don't take risk, what do you get? It's kind of hard to do all this. A bit of finance and now shopping. Shopping in Japan, very expensive. So if you ask me, Royce, Wouldn't that be like, isn't that stressful? Isn't that stressful going shopping, knowing that you have like a, I don't know, what is that, about $400 position running in the background? I mean, well, if I lose, that's a shame. Kind of like desensitize myself from, you know, losses, money losses, or even wins, to be honest. So when I'll have a bit more subscribers, I might create some sub channels, especially like one especially for music and one especially for finance or mindset investing. Since most of y'all are younger than me, except for the Japanese audience, I feel like I could like advise a few people. So if you want some more advice about, you know, I don't know, keeping in shape or trying to make right decisions in life, or I'm ready to coach, I'm ready to teach languages, I'm ready to teach Japanese, and I'm ready to if you have any requests, any questions, like any, if you want any help and I can help, well, feel free to reach out and we'll work together. I don't especially need a lot of money, you know what I mean? And it's kind of weird to say this, I want money, but I'm not in the state of mind of ripping people off. I want to help, and I want to get the fair amount of money for that help, you know what I mean? So it's most likely going to be affordable. I mean, yeah, anyway, stop. Let's just take a short 2-minute or 3 break. Watch this. Good transition. So I'm back, guys. Today is a funny day. Say hi.
Hi.
お名前は何ですか?
I'm
Minami. Yeah, I know. I'm not very consistent, but this is going to change. I just had some hard things to think about, like everybody. But anyway. First time meeting. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? She doesn't hear. That's cool. She speaks very good English. But I was like, 僕今言ってることを理解できますかって今言う。早い。But yeah, so yeah, so basically some modeling, some hair making and stuff like that. You know, you gotta adjust these to.
時間大丈夫ですか？
うん。なんかその後ピアノを弾こうと思ったんですけど。
お家で？スタジオは予約するんですか？
大体この9時とか10時だったら予約はしないかな。
いらない？そんなスタジオがあるんですか？なんだっけあれなんだっけ名前。これじゃなくて？いや、僕も名前忘れたけど、まあめちゃ知ってるねこの曲。大人気。大人気。最初の頃になんか習うやつみたいな。すごい。本当に最初の頃？これって最初の頃。これ難しいねちょっと。これ終わってから全然これで帰宅する。全然これで帰宅する。絶対ダメ。なんで？いや警察？いやでもこれ嫌い。話いいですか？可愛い。綺麗。ありがとう。ちなみにすいません。PCも何ですか？うちらだけ準備法一。大阪と神奈川の大阪のハーフ。日本じゃん。関西と関東のハーフ。いいじゃん。いや、うち関西と関東のハーフじゃないわ。関西の循環つけすぎてはない。なんか右、左、右、左。ね、左。
So I just met like a French compatriote. Comment ça va? Ça va. Yes. Et ça fait combien de temps que ça fait 3 ans que t'es à Tokyo? 2 ans et demi.
2 ans et demi, ouais, c'est ça.
Et tu m'as dit? Comme
Étudiante.
étudiante.
Ouais.
Tu dis quoi? Et comment c'est ton prénom?
Louise. Ah oui, c'est vrai ça.
Ouais. Oui, mais pas sûr.
Et toi?
Royce.
Royce.
ピンクね、唇ね。
そうですね
す。ごいな。
すごいな。
すごいよ。
もっとピンクにしてもいいかも。
何これ作戦の共演。いや、
ここからいけない？ちょっとだけやってみてもいい？あ、ひげを。そうそう、ひげを。
はい、ほ
で
らみん
もこうやって
な見て。
見たらあんまりピンクじゃないね。
そうね。
これ今つながってるの？
うん、ライブじゃないけど、あとは多分編集してどんな部分をあげるかどうか。J、フランス人と日本人の綺麗な人。すごいね。フランス行ったことある？
フランスは一回だけあります。
一回だけ？Alright, let's jam. Let's jam in what?
this lady who just like left her stuff right here reminded me of something like the trust element in Japan is very important, and this is what I like. So basically, I was in a subway 2 days ago, and the subway was kind of crowded. I was sitting down and I saw like a lady come in, standing just in front of me, and I was like, I felt bad. I don't know why, male instincts, in a positive way, of course. And basically, I just stood up and told her to sit down in Japanese. And I told her, I just made gestures basically to invite her to sit down. There were probably like 200 people in the car, in the subway car, so I was kind of nervous, but see, I didn't really articulate words perfectly, like what I'm doing right now. So basically, she just looked at me when I stood up to tell her, to sit down. She just looked at me with smiley eyes like this, and I could see her nose poke, like, oh, big nose, man. Anyway, I could see her nose like popping out of the mask just a little bit. That was kind of cute. And she looked at me with like smiley eyes like this, like, and she was like, "Doyukoto?" She was probably just a little, maybe like 10 years older than me, in her 40s or something. And she was like, "Doyukoto?" which means like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Oh, like there were like a lot of people." I was kind of nervous. I don't know why. I was like, "No, don't worry. I can stand. I still feel good. I can stand up." And she was like, politely but very touched maybe. She was happy that I would just stand up and give her my seat. And she was like, "I'm getting up in 2-3 stations. It's okay. I can stand up." And I was like, "No. I don't know why, but when I feel that when the subway is crowded and I see a lady, I just want to stand up and give my seat. Stand up and give my seat. And she was like, "Thank you so much." Basically, she sat down, and when I left the train, actually we got off at the same station, random happening, and she just looked at me and she thanked me. She was like, actually no, I got off the train first, and she was behind me, and I looked back, and she looked at me, and she what'd she do? Yeah, basically she just smiled at me and she thanked me. She was like, "Arigatou gozaimashita." She was like, "Thank you." So these little pearls of what can happen in Tokyo are very, very nice. Okay, and the last story for today is like, all right, how do you become an investor, trader, a musician, polyglot? I'm actually studying Chinese, so that would be multilingual plus beginner in Chinese. So yeah, anyway, how do you do this? It's not that complicated actually. There are people who are doing far greater things than I do, but the answer is pretty simple. The answer in my case, just picture someone who's like 24, 25, maybe 23, and put him in a room. Lock him up in that room. Lock him in that room, and yeah, she left. So lock him up in that room for 4 to 5 years, and then let him out. End of the story. What did he
do during these 4, 5, 6 years? He studied. No party, no girlfriend. I mean, yes, girlfriends and friends, but no, a little bit lonely. But what do you want? Takes what it takes. If you want to know my definition of Japan, that's a country where you can prepare because everything is so convenient. It's like an empty landscape in terms of like, obviously there are obstacles, but it feels like there's none. Everything is made for you to be comfortable and to be productive. Since as far as the daily life is concerned, you can do everything everywhere. You can print, it's midnight right now, and I can print documents if I want anywhere in Tokyo, like literally even at 4 a.m. It's just like a small example to make you understand that you can do basically everything, anything, anywhere in Tokyo. So, in Japan, I guess, it's pretty chilly right now. So basically, since there are basically no hurdles for you to do your daily things, you have the space needed in your mind to work on some projects, or if you want to learn how to be, I don't know, a trader, then you can do it. If you want to politician, I guess you can do it too. It's different. For example, like in France, it's kind of different. The vibe is different in France or Paris actually, because this is where I'm from. It's more like a place where obviously there is like conveniency. It's not as convenient as Tokyo, but it's more like, you know, like you can, what can you do? I guess you can mingle with people pretty well because we're so diverse. And you can make money, but you gotta find the right thing. Whereas here, you can make money by default, I guess. So yeah, and okay, if some of y'all wanna comparison with Korea, Seoul, please, because this is where I've been. Seoul is good for, I guess it's also the same. It's very good if you want to prepare something. You have like a project you want to work on. You can very much, what is this? Oh, it's a hotel. You can very much do all that in Tokyo or Seoul because both countries are very convenient. Anytime, anything, everywhere, anywhere. So again, I do encourage you to have the right mindset when you come to Tokyo, Japan, or in different places in Japan, because this is with this right mindset that you're going to be able to navigate peacefully and productively in Tokyo. We're talking about customs, we're talking about adapting to Japanese society and culture, and we're also talking about maintaining your own, what's that, personality, or should I say individuality, while, you know, sort of molding yourself, or, you know, adapting, taking a bit of the cultures of Japan. Wow. If you want to come to Japan and try the Japanese lifestyle, where most things are convenient, you know, people kind, and everything is laid out, you know. Anyway, if you want to do this lifestyle, you obviously have to learn Japanese. If you want to, you know, try to make the most of it. And if you want to learn Japanese, a quick Google will tell you that 1 year of school amounts between $6,000 and what's that, 10 grand, and you will need more than a year in a school to learn Japanese, 2 or 3. So we're like a 20 grand. So obviously there are other ways to learn Japanese, and the apps that I just recommended, or my lessons, are going to be effective. I you know, I'm pretty confident. Yeah. You know, like, there's the first thing that you feel about Japan. You're like, Japan is a dream. Japan is dreamland. Japan is super cool. And then the reverse side, after you stay a while, you feel like you started to hear like, yes, but there's this and there's that. Okay, I do agree. However, I still, I still confirm or say that Japan, if you have the correct keys, skills, or whatever it is, it's literally one of the best countries. I mean, I've not traveled to many different countries, but it's definitely, I guess it's up there, because again, it's not so much about what's that? It's not so much about, I don't know what I want to say. It's more about the country in itself that lets you do things, right? They don't really interfere with you. Even like the police. You know, it's quasi non-existent. It exists, but you know what I mean, like, yeah, so basically, it lets you flourish as a person. And yeah. Alright guys, we're gonna go to the first bonus. So here's the 6,000 more commonly used Korean words. I have the list. Picked it off of a website, I guess it's topic.com or something like that. So let's go to a random word. Okay, here I'm just copy pasting a word in this online dictionary. Suchul, and you have the Japanese kanjis on the right. Suchul means export. And here you can click on the words that you want to know. It's going to give you the definition. And you can click and hewe, which means kaigai, again, Japanese kanjis. And you can create lists of words where you can save words that you want to learn. Here I have 20 lists of 100 words, which means like 2,000 words. And I just added a new word. So topic lists and this one. Oh, okay. So here's a sentence. And again, you know, you can click on any word that you want to know. 잠시, moment. And yeah, so it's very convenient. And this is how I learn Korean. Don't forget grammar and speaking. And learn about 10,000 words. But that's pretty harsh to do, so feel free to use the app in the description box. Hey, bye-bye.